Hey guys, welcome to another fun and exciting iMightGT7 stream. This is the final round of the Manufacturers Cup exhibition round at Nurburgring GP, a track I'm familiar with through watching Formula 1 and racing. I just enjoy the track. Anyway, Group 3 cars, again I'm with Volkswagen. It's 15 laps and medium soft tyres available and required, with 1 times fuel and 3 times tyre wear. Did a bit of practice throughout the week, and during practice I found like the softs would get me about 6 laps. They could go further, but they drop off. I was a little bit lost on the strat, and I thought, well, if I'm going to go mediums first, I'm doing 9 laps on mediums, and I might be caught up in traffic. So I thought, well, I'll go for the short stint first so I can get into the pits and away from everyone. And the softs went a bit longer than 6 laps, mainly because I felt like I was caught up in traffic anyway, going slightly slow, and tyres seemed to behave themselves. So that was Japanese guy Taboo, who was in P14 originally, and got past him easily. He's trying to get past me again, but gets caught up in traffic. So starting 15th, and I'm now in 13th place. So the plan is, and because mediums and softs are pretty close lap time wise, maybe 1.5 seconds difference. The plan was I'll do the short run, which is the softs, but just punch hard, see how far up I can get in 6 laps, let's say. Just let them rip, let those tyres rip, see how quick I can get up. I do have a second account, and I was practicing with Toyota just before this, so I was a bit lost on gearing. You notice a few corners there, I'm probably not in the right gear. And I do have a habit of being a little bit conservative and just sort of semi-coasting around. And I quickly learned, get the revs up and push. Yeah, I just wonder if that guy's got a VR headset on or his hood cam. Just wasn't really aware of me on his side. Up to P12. So even there I was trying to reach the corner in second gear. So making headway here. Up to P12 on lap 1. Don't really like being in a cluster of cars. Had to brake hard and clench my cheeks there to make sure I didn't hit that guy. There is another driver. There's 2 drivers in this race who rubbed me the wrong way. One of them is an Australian guy who was in the Autopolis race, who rubbed me up the wrong way with his poor performance. And he is Juki, and he qualified, I can't remember, maybe 6th or 9th, somewhere like that. Okay. And again, he's in Porsche, but yeah, wasn't happy with his etiquette. At the end, I just I think I wrote to him saying poor etiquette. And then a bit later, there's another guy who rubs me up the wrong way as well. But anyway, I'll mention them when we get to them. So still in P12 on lap 2, and just feeling the track, make sure I'm not pushing the car too hard, not sliding too much. Just feeling the track and getting a feel of the rhythm. I think in the past I used to do a lot of strat testing and you work out what my strat would be, and then I'd hop into a lobby full of Japanese guys, for example, maybe 1 or 2 nights before the race, just to put my feelers out on the pace of the race and how will it be run, and put my strategy up against other drivers. But I haven't really hopped into lobbies lately. It's just practice, work out a strat, work out the strengths and weaknesses of the car and the track and myself, and then put it to practice. So this is the first race of the day for me. So P11 now. I've probably, while I'm talking, I've missed something there. So here's Juki now. He's falling back a bit. And I was very aware of that he was in my race. So I knew that he'd swing out, so I'll go straight ahead. And then he just pushes me. He bumps me a bit and then pushes me off. And that move there just irritated me again. So it's just, I should have known better. I thought it was a clean pass. I did. See, I've tapped this guy, but by mistake, not making any moves on him. But that Juki, I passed him fair and square. And no, he doesn't like it. Anyway, we'll see more of Juki. I must admit that turn 1 is not a very comfortable turn. I'm sure anyone going down the road. Oh, that's right. Oh, so unlucky. 2 Japanese guys. One's lost it a bit. The guy who was in P3, I think. And he just wasn't fully ghosted. And the guy in front of me, well, he looked ghosted, and the guy went to go through him. So he must have just unghosted. But that's lucky that I was involved with that, but avoided both of them. So it's put me down to P9. Didn't really have any time to think about that moment, you know, split second, oh my god, and then get on with it. Good run out here. Knew I wasn't going to take him on the outside. Now I've got him on the inside. So that Juki is still in front of me. Must be 3 places up in P5. Yeah, I was pretty happy with my position at the moment. And then I'm just looking at split times. Mainly the guy behind me. Really trying to get away from him. And occasionally I've been looking at what lap am I on, because the plan is to pit on lap at the end of lap 6. just a little lift around there. Do my best to make it as clean as possible so I can go through there flat out, but it's very difficult. And try and get these corners clean so I can get a good exit and get away from the guy behind. It looks like I am pulling away from him. And then maybe there's a third guy in this race who is in P1, a New Zealander, I think. Yeah, he is. Kiwi Watchdog, there's a hint. Yeah, I've been in a few races with him lately, and he's been up the front and winning. So yeah, pretty good racer. Should easily be an A driver. I think there was just Kiwi Watchdog, Juki, and myself, and I wished Kiwi Watchdog good luck, but not Juki. So Juki, is that? Oh, I must have missed it. Juki is now behind me, so yeah, I've missed that. Yeah, he lost control and went off track. God, I must be blind. I don't know what I'm looking at. So I didn't know what tyre he was on. So I was a bit concerned it'd be wanting to catch up with me. Why do I think that? Usually for me, sometimes you've got to find something that's motivating. Some goal to keep you going. And see an Australian flag 2 spots up that you've just had a biff with would be good motivation for him. But like I said, we'll see a bit more of him later. But as long as I had a 4-second gap behind me, I knew that Juki was considerably far back. So lap 7 now, and P8 still on my soft, so I've gone past my strategy of pitting on lap 6, at the end of lap 6. And it's mainly because maybe the first 3-4 laps I was being held up, and you can see my lap times were pretty bad, and it's only just maybe lap 5 and 6 I started to hit some reasonable lap time, so my tyres aren't dead. I thought, well, let's see what else have these tyres got in them, but B, if I pitted now, there's quite a crowd behind me. So I thought I'll just monitor them. I'm close to the guy in front. I'll just monitor them and make a decision. I must admit, I had to keep in mind, because I'm going past lap 6, potentially, and with really worn tyres, potentially I could be slowing down without realising it. And the other people could be pitting and undercutting me now, so I had to be careful of that. So there's a few people pitting now on this lap. A few coming off their mediums, some coming off their softs. Pretty much in the middle of the race, which kind of shows you that the soft and medium, there's not much between them. You know, soft is fast but wears down quick. Medium's a little bit slower but is much more durable. So still got that dookie behind me. I can't see that. It looks like 6 seconds. Yeah, and I was just curious. Something. So what tyre is he on? I guess in my I guess in my mind I'm thinking, well, hypothetically, if people are pitting and going on to medium now, hopefully my softs are faster than them going on to medium and being held up in traffic. So yeah, it was a decision of keep monitoring the lap times and potentially just stay out and try and make these softs work hard. So there's 2 laps over my planned pit stop, and I'm sort of monitoring the top 3 guys. So there's another guy pitting off his softs. Yeah, I'm just sort of trying to gauge off them. So Kiwi Watchdog, who's in P1, he's still going. And then a Japanese guy who's not that far in front of me. So I've made a hell... Considering the guy in front of me hasn't pitted and I haven't pitted, I've pretty much made up a lot of ground on him. We're probably as far apart as from each other as we were on the grid start, but I've had a lot of traffic to get through. Still have that dookie behind me. From memory, I think it was this lap. I thought, well, push it too far, you could lose out. So I get the feeling this is where this is my in lap. Yeah, there's Kiwi Watchdog pitting. That might have been another confirmation for me to pit. And then not too many people practice this, but yeah, I had a fair idea of where to start slowing down to not overcook that corner. And again, take your time with this, plenty of time. You always on softs, go to medium. No fuel. And then it feels like eternity. At least you got the little mud map at the top right so you can watch all the other cars, just how many cars are going to get past. So softs off after 9 laps. Medium's on, stay inside the line. So here we go. Here's this the guy behind me, Taboo. He started 14th. He's the guy who I was starting behind. And I think he's on slightly worn soft tyres, but there's not, for me, there's not much we can do here. I mean, I've got fresh mediums, but there's a bit of a gaggle of cars in front, and Taboo, I mean, shows a little bit of impatience, and it'll be coming soon. I mean, it's open game, you know. If he can go for a pass, he should go for it. Why not? That's not what I'm going to dispute. It's the old, you're entering a braking zone and the person behind you literally punts you in the braking zone forward and then goes for an overtake. And that's what I wasn't putting up with. So look how, in the rear view mirror, look how far behind he is. And I'm having to brake hard for the guys in front of me. And he hits me there, pushes me forward, shoots up the inside. I thought, no you don't, mate, no you don't. He's getting in front. Oh well, there's only one other option. You're off. you don't do that. Yeah, so what's that, 3-second penalty? I thought that was a bit harsh. He didn't give me any grief at the end of the race. At the end I thought it was a bit tricky to have a go at Dukey for pushing me off, when, you know, in case Dukey looks at the replay and sees that. But yeah, the reason was because he just came flying up the he dive bombed, basically, hit me forward and then was going for the overtake. Hit me forward, no worries, maybe you've missed your brakes and you've hit me, and just back off a bit and let me go. But to be trying to pass, he was asking for it, in my eyes, in my opinion. Tell me if I'm wrong. So I'm back to 10th, probably still holding 10th here after coming out the pits and being behind these Japanese guys, but I have lost a bit of ground because of that, and I'm going to lose more ground. So I was pushing so hard to keep away from who I thought, the guy in P11 now, for some reason I thought it's him. He's the guy I've just punted off. 3 seconds, God, that feels like a long time. Run, run, run. I wasn't really focusing on the guy's name when I was hitting him off track, so when I'm paying that 3-second penalty, I see the guy behind me with a Japanese name. Let's call him Arc, A-R-C. Yeah, I thought it was him, and I thought, oh, he's catching his cat. And I started to get a bit nervous, and I'd look at up the top left, like, what lap are we on? Let's get it done, let's get it finished. Not realising it was actually the guy in P12, I think it is, Taboo. Now I did say before, Dukey, after what he did to me on that corner just before the back straight, I did say that we'd catch up with him a bit later. And at the time, I just couldn't even see where he was. I'm thinking, where is he? I thought I'd see his name. I thought, well, I've pitted. Surely by now he's pitted. He's got to be behind me. I just couldn't see where he was. I had no idea. Just pushing it a bit too hard on certain corners. Each time something would just go a little bit wrong for me, I'd try and pull myself back into the past few days when I've just been practicing. Try not to let pressure get to me, and just keep pumping out, and sometimes just being a bit smoother on the entering a corner. You know, slow in, fast out. Just watching that split time behind me. So like I said, I thought the guy in P11 was the guy who I punted, and yeah, I was thinking, right, I've got 2.5 laps to go. Don't bottle it. It looks like there's quite a gap forming between me and P9. Yellow flags, that's good. Yeah, the can't remember his name, Homage or whatever it is, in an alpha. Harem. Yeah, and I don't know, in my mind I thought your tyres must be dead. Maybe you pitted real early, you're on totally dead softs. Just hit me slightly there, but that's okay. And the other guys who were behind me, looks like they're having a bit of a rough time as well. So like I said, now I'm in P9. The guy in P11 I thought is the guy who I punted. So now I've got Harem between us. And I'm thinking, yeah, now just keep ahead of Harem. I was waiting for P11 to pass Harem, because Harem just seemed like he's struggling. And again, no sign of that dookie, but like I said, we will cross paths. So look at the wear on the mediums; it's minimal. But and the lap times look pretty similar, don't they? Minute 58s. It's just like bizarre. I'll be practicing during the week, and yeah, after lap 6 the soft seemed to drop off, and yet I tried, you know, how far can I push the softs, and I think I did about 13 laps before they were totally dead. But after lap 6 they were doing about the same speed as a medium tyre. So 1 lap to go, and where is Dookie? You know, I'm just like, where is he? Surely he's not in P6, 5 or 4. I started to think to myself, well, let's say he is. You could only imagine that he hasn't pitted then. I think I was thinking that on lap 14, thinking, well, I'm expecting to see Dookie in the pits, and yet no. So on a side note, that Kiwi watchdog, like I said, he just seems to be a real good racer. I've raced against him 2 or 3 times, and he's usually on podium. So it's at about 1.5 second gap behind me, and yeah, it was relatively comfortable. The guy in P11 hadn't got past Harem. Harem's not really catching that much. Sticking with me, but not catching. So, Watchdog Huey, yeah, he's finished in P1. It's obviously had a nice clean race. Now, Dukey, like I said, we will cross paths with him. Guess what? The Muppet has not pitted. So, I'm pretty sure he was on mediums, and he just did not pit at all. So yeah, he's either P4, 5 or 6. So as soon as I cross the line, that's where we cross paths, his name just starts to drop. Yeah, Dukey, P11, P12, he ends up in last place. Muppet. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the race, guys. Or the stream, I guess. Looking forward to seeing your streams, and see you on the next one. Bye for now.